In a city in Korea, a towering building is engulfed in flames. Out of nowhere, firefighter Kim leaps off the building while securely holding a young child in his arms. The rope suspends them for a few moments before catching fire, causing them to fall. Fortunately, an air mattress is already in place below to break their fall. They bounce off it and land on the street, where Kim ensures his own body takes the impact, first to shield the child. He strikes his head and suddenly sees flashes of his entire life. The child then runs to her parents, and Kim follows her to ask some standard questions. But the family completely ignores him. All at once, a voice calls his name, and when he turns, he sees Lee and Hae waiting for him. They introduce themselves as guardians of the afterlife and inform him that he died in the fall. As Kim spots his fellow firefighters grieving over his lifeless body, Lee tells him they're here to represent him in 7 trials that span 49 days, explaining that Kim is a paragon. An exceptionally rare designation. Kim refuses to believe he's dead, his thoughts consumed by concern for his deaf and mute mother. But before he can protest further, a portal appears and draws his soul in. Meanwhile, Guardian Gang Rim appears at Kim's funeral, where his mother stares blankly at his photograph. Her other son, Soo Hong, tries to guide her away since the casket is about to be moved, but she remains unresponsive. At the afterlife's gate, Hae shows Kim a statue of Yamra. The afterlife's king and final judge, Gang Rim, then joins them, revealing himself as the leader of the Guardian team and mentioning that he's helped reincarnate 47 souls over the past century. He again refers to Kim as a paragon. Though Kim denies it, yet others still step aside to let him pass. When Lee inserts Kim's death ticket into the gate system, it verifies that Kim is an honorable paragon, a title not awarded in 19 years. This status is given to someone who dies saving another, significantly increasing his reincarnation chances. The team must now pass through the 7 levels of hell within 49 days. If Kim succeeds in all of them, he earns reincarnation. The order of the levels varies for each person, based on the severity of their sins, as determined by the king. As they cross a bridge, Hae panics when he sees the volcano of the murder hell. This trial examines deaths caused, even indirectly, by the soul being judged. Lee reviews Kim's past and uncovers that he once failed to save a coworker during a fire. The ground suddenly splits open, and Kim finds himself atop a pillar surrounded by molten lava. Souls attempt to climb up, and Kim wants to help them. But he drops them when the god of murder hell shouts at him. Prosecutors read his case, stating that Kim abandoned a colleague who was doomed. They claim that had Kim acted faster, suppressing his fear, he might have saved the man, though the building ultimately exploded. Normally, indirect murder brings a 50-year punishment, but as a paragon, Kim would only face 5 years. Gang Rim leaps to Kim's defense by asking him to recall his coworker's final words. Kim remembers being told to prioritize the civilians because controlling the fire would be easier that way. Gang Rim then highlights that Kim saved 8 lives that day and was hailed as a hero in the news. Something he couldn't have done if he'd stayed behind. With this evidence, the god of murder hell declares Kim innocent. Afterward, the group boards a boat to cross a river toward Indolence Hell, where Kim must prove he didn't waste his life. While they sail, Kim confesses he doesn't wish to be reincarnated and questions the point of it all. Lee explains that if they help reincarnate 49 souls in a century, they themselves can reincarnate. For ordinary souls, passing all trials is very difficult, so having a paragon greatly improves their chances, with Kim being their 48th. Suddenly, monstrous creatures burst from the water to attack the boat, but Hae quickly repels them with his swords, explaining that these entities prey on souls and can identify new ones by looking into their eyes. Before reaching their destination, Gang Rim warns Kim not to speak back to the goddess of indolence. The trial takes place at a vast waterfall. There, Lee delivers a heartfelt speech affirming that Kim was never idle or lazy. Kim's life is projected onto the waterfall, revealing various incidents like dealing with a beehive, rescuing animals during a flood, and saving a cat that was stuck on the edge of a building. Though he fell during the rescue, the goddess watches, clearly impressed, and asks what motivated him to help so many people. Kim spoils the touching moment by admitting it was all for money. Disappointed, the goddess triggers a mechanism that starts pushing Kim toward the waterfall, where souls are either devoured by river monsters or smashed by massive stone pillars on a nearby island. Hay and Gang Rim dive into the water to hold the platform in place. While Gang Rim elaborates on Kim's background, Kim was extremely poor and had to work several part-time jobs during his days off, including delivering vegetables and doing cleaning work. He never had a day off in adulthood because he needed money to fund his sick mother's treatments and to pay for his brother's law school. Realizing that Kim was driven by necessity and not selfishness, the goddess declares him not guilty. Next, the group must travel through the Blade Forest to reach Deceit Hell, where lies told by the soul are judged. The trees have blade-like leaves, so they must avoid touching anything. Suddenly, Gang Rim shoves Kim into a tree, and its bladed branches instantly ensnare him. As Kim screams in pain from the cuts, Gang Rim chastises him for disobeying his earlier warning not to speak back to the goddess. Hay then steps in, slicing the branches to free Kim and also asking him to act more respectfully. He explains that if everything goes exceptionally well, Kim might get the chance to appear in the dream of a loved one and say goodbye before reincarnating. The thought of seeing his mother again motivates Kim to take things more seriously. Because Kim is a paragon, they are granted passage on a fast, moving boat to complete the last leg of the forest. As they travel, the guardians spot vengeful ghouls hidden among the trees. They ask Kim if he has any other living relatives besides his mother. The ghouls grow closer, and Hay and Gang Rim draw their swords. Warning Kim that one of his family members has become a vengeful spirit, Gang Rim decapitates one of the monsters, and its head lands on the boat before another ghoul leaps aboard. As they fight it, Gang Rim is thrown into the water and clings to the boat's edge to stay with the team. Hay manages to eliminate the rest of the attacking ghouls, buying Gang Rim enough time to climb back in. Hay then hurls a blade at a ghoul that nearly grabs Kim, and it strikes the mountain wall, triggering an avalanche that blocks the stream behind them. Many ghouls are crushed, and the rest are unable to follow. Hay concludes that either Kim's brother or mother has died with unresolved resentment.